Hey guys, and welcome back to the Blue 7 channel. Now today, we are here again with another Hero Spotlight. Now of course, like I said, I will explain how I actually post these videos, but just know that every time I come up with a new concept to a hero, I will be posting about it. This one is called Lieutenant Krar. And like I said, it's kind of weird how I post 2 spotlights in a row. I'm going to be posting another one after this, and maybe 2 more after that. So they might be going in a row. But don't worry, I'm never going to be just posting spotlights. But I'll go over this later in my latest vlog that I'll probably be recording pretty soon. Don't worry guys, I'll get that done. In the meantime, let's get over here with Lieutenant Krar. So, he's a melee jungler pusher slash support. As you can see here, he is going to be an agility hero. Although I believe I wanted him to be an intelligence hero. Nope, I believe he was I didn't put an overview in here, and I probably should have. I don't know why it didn't show up, but let's go over his abilities quickly. So, his first ability is a unit target ability called Movement Orders. Krar is able to command friendly creeps as his own units until they die or he selects new ones. This is his jungling ability. This allows him to take creeps from the lane, both helping out his lane getting closer to the tower, and helping him jungle. He has other creeps do it for him, and it's very useful for jungling. Now, of course, there is a limit. Moving on, we have Bomb Squad, Target Area. Krar commands any amount of creeps under his control and forces them to drain their life force, causing an explosion. The creep will move to target location, then explode. So this is paired up with movement orders. Basically, whenever he has a selected amount of creeps, he'll just move them all to target location and they will all explode, depending on how much he wants to explode, of course. Expert Strike is his next ability. It's a target unit autocast ability. When activated, Krar's strikes have an expert precision, slowing, silencing, then stunning the enemy. Oh no, I was right, he was an agility hero. So, that's what he's able to do. He's able to attack you, and when activated, it looks like basically Doom's Blade again. You know how he's able to activate it and then he hits you with it? When activated, it's basically going to stun, silence, and slow you. But here's how it works. It's slowing, silence, then stun. That's how this is going to work. The first hit will slow you, the second hit will silence you, and the third hit will stun you. Moving on to the next ability, we have Morale Boost. It's an aura. Any creeps near Krar gain bonus attack and attack speed. Pretty simple. Krar's ultimate ability, called Rising Ranks, is a target area ability. Krar builds a barrack in the area of his choosing behind their tier 3 tower. The barrack creeps are configurable to Krar, allowing him to choose what kind of creeps are summoned. Cooldown starts after the barracks is destroyed. Siege creep counts as 2 creeps. So Krar is able to drastically increase the amount of creeps in one lane. Not by like 5 or something, but he's able adding 1 or 2 creeps really helps out. And adding another siege creep really helps out. And it's configurable to him, meaning he can do 2 range creeps, 1 melee, 1 siege creep, 2 melee, stuff like that. And he builds it behind the tier 3 tower. Right? Is that what it said? Tier 3? Yeah, behind the tier 3 tower. That means it will be kind of hard to kill in the early stages until you break the base. But it is actually very useful, mainly because of the fact that... It is very balanced, mainly because of the fact that it will lose health over time. That doesn't say it, but it will say it down below. So, I want to go over his bio now, and if you guys don't want to hear it, you guys can skip it, but I'm going to start it right now. As a private, Krar dreamed to be like his superiors and fight in glorious battles against the enemies of the Lich King. Now remember, I'm kind of doing this whole my own alternate universe thing where they kind of have... Everyone's kind of doing their own thing, they all intertwine with each other. This guy apparently helped out the Lich King, while others fought him. Because you remember, Evergale teamed up with the Lich King. Lich King killed everyone he had after he died. Construct Delta was attacked by the Lich King's forces, and this guy was apparently in his army. So, ready to prove his worth, Krar trained harder than any other soldier in his unit, and eventually entire army. The king recognized his talent and promoted him to lieutenant of his personal guard. As time grew on, Krar made sure he wouldn't disappoint his king. He built up his army tenfold, won every battle he was in, and as payment in return, the king taught Krar how to suck the life out of his fellow soldiers for surprise attacks, or to crush insubordination. One day, rebels pounded at the king's door. Ready to lead the charge and crush the rebellion, Krar followed his king's orders and ordered an attack. However, Krar found that his troops joined the enemy ranks instead. Upon telling his king this news, Krar said he was still willing to fight. The king, grateful of his loyalty, ordered Krar to leave. He told Krar that someone must live to tell his tale, otherwise they would be lost to time. Sad but faithful, Krar accepted. Krar heard the news of the battle and how both his king and the rebels were destroyed. Now leaderless, Krar wanders the land, looking for a cause to follow that can give him a purpose, or even better, a warrior's death. So, that was pretty intense. If you remember, Lich King, whenever he fought, he was a messed up king, but whenever rebels came, he died, came back as the Lich King and killed his army. Krar wasn't in that fight. Pretty cool though. Again, now we're moving on to the next one, ignore the stats. Now we're moving on to the specifics of the abilities. Now again, if you don't want to see this, just hold on and we'll move on to the next one. So, you remember movement orders, he's able to take over a creep. The mana cost is 70 per creep, I do have to add. 70 per creep, so it's not like you can just spam this over and over and over and over and over again. You're going to have to do some stuff. And as you level it up, you get more max creeps. 2, 4, 5, 6. Cast range, 700. We move out. King's orders. Bomb Squad. You remember that one where he sends them to an area and explodes? If you notice, the damage per creep that you send, because you can send all 6 of them to explode if you want. So the damage per creep is 250, explosion radius is 300, but here's the thing, the damage gets upped if you use a super or mega creep. At max level, this thing will do 300 damage per creep exploded, and those for the mega creeps. That's awesome. That means if times 6, if I believe I did my math right, that's 1,800 damage, all exploding at once, around somebody. And mega creeps are kind of hard to kill, so yeah. You are being insubordinate. Was that crime? Punishment is death. Cooldown 4, by the way. That cooldown's 1. Cooldown is 4 over here. And I should have you know that Bomb Squad, you can use all of your creeps at once and then explode, and then the cooldown will go. Movement orders, you gotta use 1 creep at a time. Yep, you can unselect a creep at any point in time. That's the thing you can do. His third ability, Expert Strike, is, remember, the one that slows, silence, and then attacks and all that stuff? Mana cost is 120 throughout the whole thing. Why did I even make that thing there? So, as you can remember, after the third strike, the enemy hero can't be affected by the same instance of Expert Strike, but other heroes can. So, like, let's say this. Let's say you hit Doom 3 times, and then he's stunned. You can't hit him 3 more times, and he'll get stunned again. It won't work. But if you were to hit Crystal Maiden, who hasn't been hit at all 3 times, then she'll be slowed, silenced, and stunned. Works pretty well. And again, 120 for a cost, and cooldown is 25 seconds. The slow is 10, 15, 20, then 25%. The stun duration is 1, then 2 seconds. Silence duration, 4 seconds. And the duration of the whole strike is 5, 6, 7, then 8 seconds. Only a seasoned warrior can see an opportune strike when it appears. Moving on to his next one, his aura. They gain bonus attack and attack speed, and this is all creeps around him, in a radius of 500. Attack speed, bonus that they get is 5, 10, 15, then 20 at bonus attack speed. Bonus attack they get is percentage based. That means this is really gonna hurt whenever you have mega creeps, or super creeps. 3, 6, 9, then 12. Now here's what happens, any creeps near Krar gain this attack. This includes creeps, because it just says creeps in general. That means creeps Enchantress and Shan control count. If their troop sees their commander charge in first, they will follow. Rising ranks, you remember his ultimate? His cost is, why is that not there? It must have been unselected whenever I was editing. Yeah, some things kind of glitch out on this website for a little bit, but just know it's a pretty high cost for what it is. So, as you can see, over here, spawn creeps the same cycle as other barracks. So that means that you can't have an offset set of creeps, meaning that once you place it, it's gonna summon the regular creeps, then 5 seconds later yours come, and no, it's what happens is when the regular creeps get summoned, your creeps will get summoned. So as you can see, the barracks health is 600, 900, then 120. The barrack health decay is 5 HP per second. Now what this means is that a creep wave comes out every 30 seconds, I believe, and you lose 5 HP per second on this thing. You only have a set amount of creeps that you can give. If you time it right, that is, even. I forgot the math, but I know that it gets higher each time. Let me do the math real quick. Alright, so I've did the math, and what this means is that at level 1, you will be able to be, if you place it right, if you like time the placing and all that stuff, your barrack will be up for 4 creep waves. Next level, 6 creep waves. Next level, that would be 8 creep waves. It goes up by 2 each time. And that's only if you time it right. Chances are you're not, so it's probably going to be more like 7. And of course, the max creeps you can hold is 2, 4, and 6. That means at max level, you can have 6 bonus creeps moving down the ranks. And remember, siege creeps cost us 2. So 3 siege creeps coming down 1 lane. And at freaking late game, you already get 2 siege creeps. That's 5 siege creeps. It's insane. And that's per thing that goes out. It's not like normal siege creeps that come every 5 minutes. These things come every wave. Cast range is 100, so he has to be real close to it. Cooldown 80. Makes sense. And remember, the cooldown starts after the barracks is destroyed. Numbers don't win wars. But they don't hurt either. His talent tree. His left talent is at level 10, plus 2 mana regen, or plus 100 health. At level 15, plus 50 bomb squad damage, which is the sacrificing creeps thing, which is pretty decent, or plus 60 gold per minute. At level 20, 2 max creep on movement orders, allowing him to control 8 creeps. At level 20, no cost for movement orders. That means you don't have to keep spending mana to get creeps. At level 25, plus 2 max creeps in rising rank, so 2 max in his ultimate. That's 4 siege creeps if you get that, or 8 creeps. Or no health decay on the barracks. That is insane. You can just have that there permanently, dishing out troops after troops after troops after troops, and that would be so amazing and really hard to fight in the late game. So over here I have the credit to all the pictures that I use, because again, these pictures are not mine, they belong to other people. I have their links down here below. And remember, this is a hero for the Dota 2 Community Hero and Items Project mod by Dota Cinema. Any help that you guys can get into getting Lieutenant Krar into this mod would be helpful, so helpful. And I really hope that eventually he can get in, or at least one of my heroes. Either way, I'll leave a link down to the description and everything that I use to have him here. But other than that, that should be it. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like it, share it, and subscribe. And if you have a way of finding a way to get Lieutenant Krar into that mod, please let me know and say so in the comments below. But that should be it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.